So here is President Trump's budget proposal. Keep in mind, the federal debt, how much this country owes, is $37 trillion. A record, a dangerous level. Why is it dangerous? Because if people who borrow money from the United States begin calling in the loans, selling bonds, selling securities, that kind of thing, government's not going to be able to cover it. Okay? And that puts us into a terrible economic circumstance. That's why debt is dangerous. It corresponds to your own house. If you owe an astronomical amount of money and you can't pay it back, you're going to get it right between the eyes. It's just a matter of when, not if. Okay. So, President Biden was the biggest spending chief executive in history by far. He did not care how much money the government spent. He used all of the programs to buy votes. That is in stone fact. Anybody denies that, they are lying to you. Here's the kicker. Biden okayed nearly $5 trillion of new spending over a 10-year period while he was in office that the government couldn't cover. Okay. Now, Trump comes in and he slash and burns. You know, Musk, you know, Doge. That's just a pittance. Okay? That's just, it's symbolic. So Trump wants to cut $163 billion this year, 2006 fiscally, from the domestic spending. No cuts for Social Security and Medicare, despite what the opposition says. But there would be caps on how much the federal government sends to the states to pay Medicaid. That's what these charlatans are giving you. They're going to cut Medicaid because they want to cap it. All right? Why do they want to cap it? Come back to me. They want to cap it because there are no work requirements in 49 out of the 50 states to get Medicaid. So a sane system, an honest system would say, if you are able-bodied, you have to look for a job to qualify for this Medicaid stuff. Not if you have 4 kids or you're a single mom or you're sick. No. But if you're an able-bodied man, you got to look, or woman with no children. Only one state has that. You know what state it is? Georgia. 49 don't have it. So the layabouts can just get free medical care. Trump wants to cap it. Okay, so when you hear Trump wants to cut Medicaid, that is the deception. All right, here are the federal departments that Trump wants to cut. Go. Commerce Department, 17%. Education, 15%. Energy, 9%. Environmental Protection Agency, a whopping 55%. That's the green stuff. Health and Human Services, 26%. RFK Jr. says that's because there's redundancy. 5 people doing the same thing. Department of Housing and Urban Development, 44%. Labor Department, 35%. NASA, 24%. Okay? Got it? Those are the cuts that Trump wants. Democrats want no cuts for anything. They're happy with the $58 trillion debt, or $57 trillion. I'm sorry, 36. I keep saying 50. It's $37 trillion debt. That's what it is. Democrats want no cuts. None. Just want to keep running it up. Okay. Here is the budget increase schedule for Trump. Department of Homeland Security, 65%. That's deportations. And now the Trump administration is going to offer migrants $1,000 to get out of here. We'll do that tomorrow. I want to look at the proposal. Defense Department, 13%. That's because China and Russia. Transportation, 6%. That's more air traffic controllers. Department of Veterans Affairs, 4%. That meets the inflation rate for veterans' health benefits. Okay. Now, again, This is not going to get a single vote in the Democratic precincts. Roll the tape.
The budget that the president put out that we just are reviewing now is one that is really a shame. A budget should be a statement of our national values. What is important to us as a nation should be reflected in that budget. It should be a budget of investing in our future for our children and the rest.
Yeah, our children invest, yeah, but with no limits at all. Now, the final part of this talking points memo is the press will seize upon all the cuts to give you sob stories because people will suffer. They will. When you cut the programs, people are going to be left out. People who were getting government subsidies aren't going to get them. They're not going to be happy. I'm going to this person's going to starve to death. And you will see that constantly on the corporate media. Okay? Well, what is the alternative? It's just maddening. But that's a two-party system. Republicans are going to cut, smaller government. Democrats spend. We don't care if we spend ourselves into bankruptcy, which we have, and that's the memo. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.